Okay, good morning, everybody. We only got a little bit of time here, so I'm not going to run through all the names in good detail here, but we're trading GRCL, HSCS, we've got some Gene, MGTA, CRKN, PCSA, and CDU. The nice thing about today is not a lot of it looks like it's just trading sideways. At least we've had some action up and down. So Gene's headed straight down for the last little bit. HSCS here is headed up for most of the morning, which is good to see. GRCL is one that's kind of trading sideways, but still kind of breaking down. We're kind of hitting a no-go zone here. This is going to be a little bit of a drop back down to 214 if we continue going that way. We've got MGTA kind of trading sideways a little bit. CRKN with a nice bump up here. So that one's trading from like 31 cents all the way up to 47, so we've got good range there. Beyond that, PCSA here is kind of trading sideways, but we like to see the volatility we got. I just would like to see a little bit more price action on the 1 minute chart. And then we have CDU as well, kind of trading sideways, which usually runs with a couple other stocks, but we don't really worry about that too much. Mostly interested in GRCL, HSCS, man, it's another hard ticker, and maybe MGTA, and maybe a CRKN. I think I'm going to try to take a trade here on CRKN. This could fall through, but I think it's worth the risk. 39 cents. We're going to go probably 45 cents for a PT, and then we're going to go with a 38-cent stop. We can't really afford more than that 1 cent. So stop's going to be right there at 38. We'll be falling through most of the supports here if we break down, so don't want to hold past that anyway. We have HSCS here on a dump down to that 245 area. That's looking good. Oh, I'm typing this in the wrong channel. So we'll go back CRK. Actually, I'll do this one first because it's more imperative now that you have the ticker for the other one. So 250. We're probably going to be looking, well, even lower than 250 would be better, but 250 around there. We're going to try for 280, and we're going to be going for about a 240 stop on it. We'll give it 242. Okay. So if you can get lower than 250 for an entry, feel free to move that stop down a little bit. But you want to give it about 8 cents room. And then I'm going to do the other one, which is CRKN. We're doing this, we're going pretty well here. We were at 39 cents for that entry, so this is CRKN. 0.39, 0.45-ish, maybe even more, and then a 0.38 stop. I already said that, but just typing out the alert there. Okay, so we're up to 41 cent. When you're in this range, you're just going for a 1-to-1 ratio, so taking profit at 41 is good. CRKN 0.41. All right, CRKN. Make sure you take some profit. MGTA is heading down. We do see HSCS heading down too. If you're getting your entry around this 247 mark, start moving that stop loss down at least to 240. We'll see what this can do here, if it continues to drop or not. It looks like it's going to bounce, so. Okay. We'll see what happens there. MGTA is probably going to continue down to the 200. It's broken down past most of its supports here. Might stop at 77 cents. Possibly 75. I don't really want to trust that just yet, though. CRKN looks like it's setting up nicely, but we're seeing some selling pressure. HSCS kind of not really moving in the direction we want to see just yet, but you know what? It looks like it's holding. We're probably going to look to take profit around 260 for the first bump. And then we're probably going to be looking at 273 for the second if we don't get stopped out on this. CRKN's heading down now. MGTA kind of sitting there. Very close to stop on HSCS for my entry. Gene does look like it wants to climb. It's got a long ways to go though before I want to touch that. CDU kind of bouncing around between 46 cents and 50 cents. CRKN is going to drop down to stop. MGTA looks like it's going to follow. So we're going to take out this HCSC trade, or HSCS. Man, that is so hard for me to say. So we're going to look for re-entry, maybe On CRKN, when we start building some more bullish pressure, GRCL here it's looking okay, I guess. It looks like it might be bottoming out, but it's kind of hard to tell. We're in this weird area that I really don't want to take a play in down here. Gene's definitely moving up. We could maybe look at taking a play on Gene, I guess. I would like to get in like $1.95 or lower. We're going to be looking at probably a 230 PT and then a $1.90 stop. So this is kind of the problem with this, is we're in a pretty tight range here. We can't afford to give it a huge stop. So you got to kind of be a little bit, maybe even a little bit picky with your entry. So depending where you got in here, your first PT is probably going to be about 5 cents, right? 1-to-1 ratio. Let's see here. RSLS. Yeah, you know what? RSLS popped up earlier and it was looking really good. My only problem with RSLS is the fact that it's trading so high right now. 205, I'm going to take a little bit of profit here. Taking a bit of profit, Gene 205, or around 205. CRKN still dropping, we can remove this. And GTA not doing anything. Oh man, it literally just stopped us out and ran. That's... Damn it. Necro, you were holding, weren't you? You held out on me. PCSA not doing much here. We are seeing a little bit of a dip on Gene. I'm hoping to not get stopped out on this. Vino. Yeah, we can look at RSLS and Vino. So yeah, RSLS looking not too bad, I guess. Still a little high on that price range. I guess the volatility is okay though, which isn't terrible. Vino, also not really looking terrible. We're seeing a lot of these things recovering from dropping most pre-market, so that's something kind of interesting. GRCL here does look like it's setting up for a move. I do want to try GRCL trade. So we're looking at 230 for an entry. We're going to be going for about 250. And then we're going to go for a 220. What's the bottom here? 225. We'll go 223. I want this to make a new low if it's going to stop us out. Man, I cannot believe how hard HSCS ran. It looked like it was setting up so nicely, and I was right about it. My stop just couldn't reach as far as I wanted it to. This could be a good opportunity to get in, but I'm not actually really interested until we at least start hitting some areas of support. So you might find a little bit of support here. RSLS, yeah, that one's up. Vino's also halted. Cedu could be another potential bump here, going from 46 cents. We could see that back up to 50. It might be worth it. Gene stopping us out on a remainder. This could be another day where we hit our first PT on everything and then get stopped out. So make sure you're scaling out fairly heavy on the first one. I don't think I want to touch Gene unless it touches the 20 EMA down there. CRKN's definitely dumping pretty low here. Might not be bad to pick this up down here at 33 cents. I think I'm going to give it a shot because we're on the 200. CRKN at 33. We're going to go for at least 40 for a PT here, and then a 32 stop. 32 is fairly close, so we'll see what happens. Okay. Still waiting for HSCS to come back down, maybe give us a re-entry. We know that we're building some support here in this 244 area, so that's something we want to kind of keep in mind. CRKN's at 35, so if you did get in at 33, 35 is going to be a good place to take at least a little bit off. By a little bit, I mean you should probably take a fair amount off. At least 50%. Okay, nice dump there on HSCS. We could take it out the support area here at 250. Do we want to do that? Is this going to range further? Those are the questions. Okay, so we're starting to get pretty good entry price here on GRCL. So I'm going to go ahead and get that. I'm not going to move that stop though. Even though we just dumped down to 220, 226, 227 area. I'm really not interested in moving that stop down. I'd rather take a quick stop than to kind of let this run further. We'll see what happens with that. Yeah, it looks like it's holding here so far on HSCS, but we're going to have to wait a little bit. I want to wait a little bit longer and find out. So, I mean, you're probably going to be looking at 36 cents to take the next little bit here on CRKN. And you're probably going to be looking at 37 after that, and then 38. Just a little bit leading. You might even be able to skip 39 if you want to, and just wait for 40 after that. GRCL still struggling here. MGTA is another one that looks like it's setting up for a rebound really nicely, but nothing yet. Gene's still bouncing around. Yeah, we're not ready to take another play off of this, even though we walked away with a little bit of profit. Nothing crazy. I would like to get Gene down at 183, I think. Lots of recoveries. RSL is unhalted, just a halt again. Up at $16. CRKN looks pretty bullish right now. Yeah, we're breaking down HSCS, so that's why I wasn't going to touch. We did get back to that 244 level. I'm going to take the risk on HSCS here. I'd like to get like really low if I can, like 240. I'm going to say ish, because it's really up to you where you want to get in specifically, but anywhere in that range, 240, like 245 to 240. And then we're going to go with a 280 PT, and we'll give it a 230 stop. So we're going to give it a fair bit of room. As much room as we humanly can, I guess. We're at 250 right now. So depending where you got in, your stop's obviously going to move. You don't want to give this more than 10 cents, so I got in 243, so 243? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to move that to 233. Not quite as good as I wanted, but you know what? We're at 255, 256. That's a 1-to-1 taking some profit. HSCS, 256. GRCL still slowly kind of breaking down, but I still think we might have some support here. So we've broken through 36 cents here, taking some profit there on CRKN. Taking some profit, CRKN, 0.37-ish, we'll say, because we're almost at 3.7 at this point. Didn't trust it again. It's looking okay. It's looking okay. It's still got lots of selling pressure on these counts. It's kind of a mixed bag here. You're getting a lot of buying pressure down here in this level, below the support, and then as soon as you hit the support, you're getting selling pressure, which is very strange. Gene, okay, so it is going through that 20 bounce. That's what we were waiting for. We can get in on Gene. So like 183, whatever the 200 was on. I think 185 maybe. 185, going for 220. Because we're getting close to a breakthrough here, I think, and then just a 180 stop. We really can't afford to give it more than that. But if you got in lower, even better. If you can manage that. GRCL dumped down, stopped us out, so it's going to be a straight stop out. We didn't even take any profit there. There was a little bit to be had, but not enough to make me want to take it, so that's okay. It was a pretty tight stop there. Okay, so we're getting close to that entry point here at 185. You might even consider waiting a little bit longer to see if you can get a little bit cheaper. CDU dropping, RSL is halted, Vino still halted, CRKN hits 37 cents, hits 38 cents. That's our next PT, so taking profit. CRKN 0.38. We're climbing up nicely here. We're almost at that 40 level. 40, and then we'll leave a runner there. HSCS climbing nicely here. We hit that 260 area again. Next PT is probably going to be, I'd like to say 266. So right here. MGTA is not moving enough for me to care, really. Okay, so Gene's still struggling here. We might end up with a stop that's a little bit lower down here if we wait patiently. PCSA is not really doing anything. CDU's also not really doing anything. Unhalted here at RSLS. Like again, I'm gonna jump in. Gonna give it a 1650 stop, so. My quick math skills definitely stop working when you get in these higher numbers, but we're doing okay on it, so I can't really complain. I would not think that we're gonna hit the stop very fast. It must, yeah, I agree. It must be a 10-minute halt because it's really not doing anything else. It's not. It probably wouldn't be more than a 10-minute halt. It didn't pop up on my halt scanner. It must have not meet the criteria for it. But let's see here. 1435. Yeah, so it should be unhalting here pretty quick then. We shall see. CRKN still bouncing around. HSCS is back down, so we hit 261 here. Not really where we want for our second PT. Gene's going. We're up at 192. So if you got 185, this is your 1-to-1. So I can go ahead and say taking some profit. Gene 192. I should have taken profit before RSLS halted, but I didn't get any. You know what? I do that all the time when you're bouncing around, especially early in the morning when you're bouncing around time frames to get your levels right and stuff, and then you open up and you get ready to start trading. A lot of times I'm stuck on 5-minute on something, so I'm like, wow, there's really like no candles from this for some reason. And it takes a long time for it to click there on a 5-minute. Man, look at GRCL. It literally just tapped us out, and now it's going. I know, that's the exact thought process that runs through my head every time. It's like, man, there's just, like, it hasn't been halting, but there's not a lot of candles. What's going on? It's like, it's as if you should actually just know, right? Because obviously that's the only other explanation. CLLS. Let's take a look. 245. Okay, so we got kind of a range here. 226 to 245 is a good range. We obviously have a big gap to fill back up. What was the news? Shares dip on price following an offering at 250. Okay, so with an offering at 250, I would say you're probably going to get that gap filled to 250. Getting past that's going to be tough, though. Vino's unhalted. Is it going to go higher, though? That's the question. I don't really want to manage 2 halt trades, but nah, I'm not going to jump in on Vino. It looks good, but I'm not going to jump in on it because I'm already in on RSLS. But if you missed RSLS, this could be your next opportunity. Gino does have a good gap to fill back up as well to 445 at least. So that's a huge possibility. Gene at 208. We're going to take some profits here. Taking some more profits. Gene 208. Something like that. Starting to see some action here, which is nice. Vino on its way back down. It doesn't look like it wants to halt again. Touching 38 cents again on CRK, and so if you missed it last time, it's coming back around. HSCS is showing us that it definitely has support in this like 245 to 240 area. So That's good. If we start to see a breakdown from 240, we might be considering a cut. RSLS halted 644, so we should have possibly 1 minute here. CDU not moving. We'll have to get rid of some of these charts here soon because a lot of these don't look great. So as far as Gene goes, we didn't quite hit PT yet. We were looking at 220. We haven't quite gotten the breakout we wanted, but that bottom band is coming up pretty tight, which is something we definitely want to see. Vino, actually, you know what? Vino's still holding pretty nice, considering. GRCL, still upset it tapped me out. What did I get for an entry on GRCL? 226. So at 226, we'd be hitting a pretty big number here, 236. Pretty decent. RSL is unhalted and halted again. You know what? I even said it was 1 minute. I need to set some orders. You can have PTs here for opening up around the same level or higher, so you could have a PT set for, like, I don't know, 2170 or something. Maybe another one around 23, see what gets hit. That's always good. You could even move your stop loss up if you want to, just to make sure that you're in profit when this unhalts. Come on, CRKN, you got it in here. Let's see, at least 40 cents. HCSC is breaking down, so we saw it start to break down from that 240 level, and we saw a quick drop. Oh my god, and the recovery. Today's just brutal. The market's being a bully. Gene back up, still waiting for 220. Vino down. Yeah, we'll see what happens with CLLS here. I'm thinking we hit 250 and it just dies. Yeah, if it breaks 250 and continues going, it's a different story. We'll have to see. PXMD. We can take a look at that. I think I'm going to get rid of CDU, to be honest. Oh yeah, that drop on the climb, though, that looks really good. I kind of want to take that PXMD. I'm going to take it. 360. 360. Yeah, I don't know, 2, 3? Yeah, 3. Maybe even 360. Might even get lower than 360. What's this down here? 350. Okay, so we want to go 360. We're going to go for like a 4... maybe a 410 PT, and then a 345 stop loss. So we're going to give it a fair bit of room. Unfortunately, 345 is like literally right on the 200. So unless we get a better entry than than our potential entry here at 360, we might be able to move this down a couple cents. We got 358, 355 would be great. Thank you. That's exactly what I want. So I'm going to say jumping in around 355 here, lowering SL 340. Oh my god, that drop. Okay, I got to buy in. PXMT. Okay, so I mean, like, realistically, I still don't want this to drop below 340, but you could give it a little bit more room. 338 would seem feasible if you got in on that drop here. So you don't necessarily need a huge stop for this. We're hoping this bounced off the 200. That's us catching the knife. Otherwise, we're just going to sit it out. We'll get stopped out and we'll be just fine with that. 218. So we hit that 220 level on Gene that we were hoping for. So that's PT on Gene. Profit and leaving a small runner. We'll see if Gene can make another push here, but we're taking almost all of it out at this point. All right, so 348, we would like to get at least 360, I guess, for the first PT here. Then we'd probably be looking at a nice climb, 375. 390, maybe just $4 after that, and then we'll see about the rest. depending how it looks at that point. If we're still seeing lots of strength, we're at 330 here. Okay, let's see a push here past this resistance. Might get rejected here because this is quite the climb. So this is what we were waiting for on Gene. We knew this was coming. It was just a matter of time. Same with HSCS. On that first bump, we just got stopped out. Okay, so we're hitting that first area here on PXMD at 360. RSLS was halt to 649, so we should be unhalting here. 220, 225? Yeah, that could be a good... I'm not going to look away from RSLS because I need to make sure that something triggers here, which we should be seeing in a little bit. Vino's almost at $4. Okay, so RSLS opened up down a little bit. You could take some profits here, $20. There's nothing wrong with that. 2050. RSLS 2050. We're still up like a good amount on RSLS, so I'm happy with that. But that's what happens when you miss the levels on a halt, when you're not paying attention, right? It could be very, very quick that you miss out on some gains. We could have had it around 2150. That would be a whole nother dollar, but just didn't happen like that. Gene gets rejected off of that 237 level. And you're waiting for 225 off support. 225. Yeah, I got my support 224. 225 actually looks a little bit more likely though. I agree. PXMD, my PXMD is 348. So we're doing okay on PXMD. Nothing, it's not moving up as fast as I'd like to see, but it's okay. RSLS is halted down. Yeah, I think HSCS has a potential to get down to that 225 level. That's going to be the pivotal point, right? If it starts breaking down from that 225 level, it's going to be kind of a no-go zone for a while. 5 minute on HSCS looks really good though. I have to say this might be something I jump in on. Yeah, if I could get like a 240 entry on it, or 242. 242. I'd like to get up to 280 on it, and then like a 236 stop. Yeah, that works. Something like that. And then we're looking at 242 for the area. Kind of want to potentially get in at. Bands are kind of tightening. On the 5 minute, this looks pretty bullish, so that's what we want to see. We did hit just under or just touching 39 cents here on CRKN, so GRCL's not doing anything. Gene just pushed past that a little bit to 240, which is nice to see. I still think it could maybe make a little bit more of a push. Vino's on its way down. We could see a VWAP bounce out of Vino. RSLS still halted. That will be halted for next couple minutes. Oh, PXMD, what are you doing? Turn around. Going the wrong way. All right. There we go on HSCS. All the way up to that 265 level. MGTA not doing anything. PXMD holding on the 200, which is nice to see, but now we've got a lot of work to get back up to this level. We already took it 360, so now we're looking at 375, which is just a huge run up ahead, so we'll see if it could do it, but Yeah, CLLS, man, that's hard to say. Just hitting that 247 area. If it dropped, and it did drop, like to 238 or to VWAP here, 236, you could almost be certain that it's going to come back up around 250, because that's where the offering is. No, I'm not in HCSC. HSCS. It's kind of hoping to get in, but I was a little bit stubborn with the price point that I wanted, so. PXMD. Still bouncing a little bit here. So RSLS was a 654 halt. We should be unhalting here. Okay, let's see this unhalt. I mean, technically speaking, could be a 10-minute halt because it was a downward halt, but I don't think it will be. I think it's still going to be 5 minutes, unless we see 2 or 3 downward halts. Bulls are out of their minds. People are just sick of it being a bear market. I think it's a really interesting concept that there's a bull market and a bear market, and people feel like it's out of their control when in reality it's them causing the bull market and the bear market. All right, it's opened up. We will see what happens. Stopping out on remainder. Wasn't a lot. You know what? That's just how it is, right? We see all these companies with bankruptcies and missing interest reports. Wow, RSL has just jumped right back up, 16.20 to 18 bucks. That's pretty bullish. I think I'm going to go with RSLS again here. I'd like a 1650 entry. I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll probably have to jump it high here. So I guess we'll just say like 1750 at the very least. We're going to go with a $20 PT and then a 1650 stop, I guess. I don't know. That's tough. 1650 is too tight. $16 maybe. Might have to give this like actually some decent room here, like 1575 at the very yeah. Hang on though, we're dropping pretty dramatically here. We might even be able to get a 1650 entry, which would be great. Which is right now, and then 1550. I'm just gonna say 1620-ish. It's a lot of moving around on this, but if you can catch a good number, I think it might be worth it. Okay, we're looking okay on it. Vino halt down. Am I still in PXMD? I am, yes. Still holding some. HSCS, right past our entry right now. We're actually almost at our stop, so this is good. This is probably a good place to buy in. Let me check the 5 minute first. We do see it pretty bearish, but I think I still want to try it. We can remove these though now because we're past this level. So we're, man, do we wait longer? Like 237 entry would be fantastic. I feel like that's the bounce point. So I'm going to go HSCS 237 to... Did I put out the alert already? I did. Okay. So I can just say... Entered... Oh no, was that an old one? No, I think that's the new one. Yeah, so I just say... Entered HSCS 238-ish. So the stop loss then would be, you know, if we got in 237, 238, we could probably put this down at 230 pretty easily. We're up for a nice bounce already, which is fantastic. I'm going to take a little bit of profit here. Profit. HSCS 244. Kind of just barely covers the 1-1, so that's good. PXMD not looking good, stopping me out on the remainder. So we didn't actually walk away with a lot of profit there. Probably enough to cover fees though, so that's good. RSLS looking good. We're up at $18. We can take a little bit of profit there. Taking profit, RSLS around $18. Okay. Yeah, Vino, big red candle, CLLS here, hitting VWAP. So this is the one where I'm a little bit, well, you see, we even got a gap here, which is very strange. CRKN back down. We didn't quite hit 240, but we still have a little bit left in there. Gene got rejected pretty hard here down at the 190 level. So, I mean, where are we building support on this? If we go to the 5 minute, we might be able to figure this out a little bit easier. So we've definitely got some support here at this 188 level. So this is something to keep an eye on. We might be building some resistance right here at 203 and right here at 215. Beyond this, not seeing too much in terms of support down here. You might find a little bit right there at 174. But that's about it. So if we're looking for a re-entry, we're probably looking at 188 right now. We will see. We will see. HSCS 236, 234. It's a good thing we took a little bit of profit. This looks like it might break down on us. RSLS as well, back down to $17. All right, we're stopping out the remainder of HSCS here, which brings us again down to just barely enough to cover fees. I think we might be going for a bounce. This might be the 225 level bounce that we were kind of waiting for here. We'll see though. Let's take a look at the 5 minute. Yeah, pretty bearish on the 5 minute still. MGTA, not really interested in playing this. The range isn't great on it, and it's not really doing anything. Same with PCSA, we can close that down. Starting to get a little more comfortable closing these down. Vino opened up. It's right on the 200, so around there I would take a Vino trade. So anywhere from like 330 to 340. Say 340-ish. Gonna go with 380 at the very least here, and then a 3. See, the problem is you can't really give it a 330. Oh, you could give it a 330. I'm gonna give it a 328 stop. So, you know, jump in wherever you can. Hopefully you already did, because this is like running like crazy all the way back up. It's probably gonna halt back up actually. Nope, 340, nice drop. DXY ripping, nice. Yeah, we just saw a drop to 347 there. That was a really nice one. So if you didn't get your entry earlier, 347 would be okay. It's not the worst. The problem with 347 is you'd be looking at like kind of hard to give it more than 12 cents, right? You called it to 10 yesterday. I mean, you got to 6 or just under 6. That's not too bad. And especially if you got in down here. So 343, we're almost at that 340 level. 335. So I'm going to jump in around here. Jumped in 335. SL obviously is going to have to get moved down, so SL is going to be 325. Not moving it down by a lot, because realistically, if it continues to break down, we don't want to be in it, but just give it the full 10 cents. That should be fine. HSCS, just stop this out and start moving back up. It's just one of those stocks. Gonna have to put it on the blacklist. RSLS does look like it's setting up to move again, which is nice. Pretty bullish on the 5 minute this candle. It's about to close. Come on, Vino. So we're looking for 345 for first PT if you got on 335. So 345. And then we're probably going to go 355. 365, something like that. Taking profit, Vino, 355, oh, 345, sorry. RSLS makes a nice move back up to 1880 there, so not a bad place to take a little bit more. Taking profit, RSLS 19-ish. Somewhere around there. Gene has yet to break down to the level we want to see, which is 188, but we're getting very close. The thing I don't like is the volume is kind of dying down. The price action isn't really moving around too much, which is to be expected this time of morning, but I would like to see more. PXMD looks like it wants to set up to move again as well. The problem is we're already stopped out on it. I really don't want to take another entry on it. I can probably close down GRCL as well. I mean, it's making some half-decent moves, but I'm salty about it. CRKN is really not moving enough either. We still have a little bit in CRKN, but I don't think we're getting very far with that. RSLS breaks 19, 1928, so we're halted again on that. Vito breaks that 345 level, which is what we were looking to see. We hit 350. So anywhere in here is going to be good for profit. Hoping to see a nice RSLS sized move out of Vino here. Maybe we see this up to 365 real quick. That would be nice. Got a lot of pings going on. What's going on? Oh, Excalibur. Excalibur is doing some stuff. Yeah, I know RSLS is halted. I'm happy about it. I'm in it. We can make some more money. Vino hitting 350 again. Military helicopters. I wonder why. I would never even try to even guess what that would mean, you know? We're in that 355 zone, so good place to take some more profit. Or not RSLS, this is Vino. World War III kicking off. Well, at least we'll have some new content for Call of Duty, I guess. They can stop making shit up then and actually go with something that makes sense. We do need a new zombie map, and I would not be really opposed to that being a realism thing coming from the real world. Yeah, better hurry. Just saying, if you have an espresso machine, it takes less than 3 minutes to brew a cup, so... Should put a sticky note on it calling it the Halt machine. HSCS looks like it's primed to go again, unfortunately. It's still looking good on the 5 minute. It's a whole nother world of coffee. Like, I went to a restaurant and I ordered a black cup of coffee, and it was like the worst experience of my life after having an espresso machine. It's just not the same. Well, you can get an espresso machine. They're not even, like, relatively speaking, they're not even that expensive. The pods are fairly expensive, I'll give you that. Yeah, it's like, what's the machine cost? 150 bucks? Cleaning them is kind of a pain, though, I have to say. Like, if you actually want to deep clean it. Yeah, Nespresso's good. You need to get an espresso machine and a VR headset. 170 bucks? Yeah. Yeah, and if you get, like, during a deal, usually they'll give you, like, a bunch of coffee with it, too, which is nice. Or, you know, sometimes they'll give you mugs. My only problem with the Nespresso machine is that I like a lot of coffee, so, like, one cup only brews, like, one single cup, and it's not, like, a big cup. But what I do is I'll just hit the button, it'll brew the cup, and then I'll, like, open it up a little bit and close it and hit the button again so it thinks it's brewing a new cup, and it'll brew into the same pod a second time so I can get my full cup. 10 sleeves for free? Nice. They don't really do discount sales for pods, unfortunately. It's kind of, you just pay the price. Since I've owned the Nespresso machine, I haven't seen a sale on them. Sometimes, okay, so there's two ways to do it. One, oh, we're open on RSLs. $21. I'm going to take some profit here. $21.33. I'll take that. That's okay. We have a little bit left in there. So you can get a reoccurring subscription to your coffee, which makes it slightly cheaper, I think. And that might be the way to do it if you like just the regular coffee. But I like all of the specialty pods that come out throughout the year. So, I mean, you could get those in addition to it. And then I think sometimes I get like junkie nails that if you buy enough coffee, you get a discount on it, which is like also not a bad idea. 2% on the account, 2 trades, RSLS and GRCL. Nice. Way to go, DOS. 2240. We're making that push. We're breaking a new high. But they're pretty expensive. Well, Canadian, they're pretty expensive. They're like $1. I think they went up. They used to be like $1.10 to $1.20. Now, like, most of the pods I'm buying are $1.37 each. Bulls paid for your Nespresso. Hey, way to go. That's awesome. There you go. Yeah, no kidding. That pays for your Nespresso machine and your VR headset. Wow, look at that dump. $22.40 all the way down to $18. HSCS not doing anything, PXMD not doing anything, Vino not doing anything. RSLS, yeah, it's definitely halted down. So remember how I said CLLS, it's going to bounce off VWAP, go right back up near that 250 mark, not go any higher? It's exactly what happened. Why I didn't play it, couldn't tell you. Vino, oh my god, Vino. That's okay, we got a little bit of profit. Actually, we got a decent profit out. We got 20 cents, so I can't really complain, but it still hurts. Mostly my feelings, but a little bit my wallet too. Gene is down. Well, Gene's hitting that level, that 188 level, but it's kind of breaking down from there, and I don't really want to take a play off that. So I'll wait. I mean, we might have time for another play. We'll see. Damn, Scott, what did you make? $1,000 there? That's nuts. I think you might actually be beating me today. Oh yeah, you definitely beat me. I'm at 685 today. Definitely. The Bulls have not been as nice on pennies. I mean, I can't really complain. RSLS was nice. Not really a penny stock anymore, though, when you get close to 20 bucks. Yeah. Yeah, but you should know by now that a bad report, or layoffs, or missed payments, or bankruptcies, these aren't bad things anymore. These are good things. This is just how the world works. I've come to accept it, and same thing with earnings reports. If earnings are bad, the stock goes up. If earnings are good, the stock goes down. Bad is good. We've been conditioned to believe that, so it's a reflection of the real world, right? Like if Putin launched some nukes, I'd be like, well, at least we get a fireworks show, right? So I'm assuming that's how the market's looking at things. Exactly, defense stocks up. No kidding. Can't believe Vino dropped to 310. This is actually right at the bottom here, which could be good on the unhalt. If we see some bullish pressure at Vino at 310, we could see this climb back up pretty fast. That might be me being a little too bullish on it, though. I'd be curious to see if CLLS can break 250. I doubt it because they've got that offering at 250. Carvana. Yeah, Carvana's not looking too bad. Now we got some support where it's bouncing here. I mean, $12 would be probably like the optimal, $12.70 or something. Maybe 13. 13 would be the optimal buy-in. Hit some resistance at $18. This could be a really good swing, actually. Could be. Getting close to 250 there, CLLS. Lost 190. You know what though? I've seen how big you play, and like that's not a big loss, right? So can't really complain. And like, who saw that coming? That it still looked like sort of bullish up until maybe like the last 5 candles here. Then it was kind of just hard to tell where it was gonna go. We hit 250 on CLLS here. Let's see if it breaks it now. Nope. Maybe. It could still come back. We'll see. Gene's looking like it's setting up nicely on the 1 minute and the 5 minute. If I had more time, I would take this play. However, since I only have 8 minutes, I don't think I'm going to get the money I want out of this in 8 minutes. RSLS is unhalted. This could be another good opportunity right off VWAP here. I think I might go for this. Yeah, 1770? $20 again, and then a 1670 stop loss, or what are we, 1730 right now? Maybe just go 17 flat. And then a 16 flat. Just get some flat numbers going. Why not? I mean, you don't even have to risk 16 bucks if you don't want to. I just like where that's at, so. We're already at 1830. Nuts. Come on, Carvana. Come all the way down to 1290 so I can potentially get an entry on you. Nah, I don't want to do that. That'd take too long. Venus unhalted. It's breaking down a little bit lower than I'd like. We'll see, though. If this looks bullish, this could be good. Looking pretty bullish. Kind of. Sort of. Exactly. To reiterate what Scott said, buy the dip, you AMC apes. We're at 316 here. Yeah. We should really name dead cat Schrodinger's cat, because we really don't know if it's a dead cat or not until after it breaks above or doesn't, right? So that makes sense to me, that it would be called a Schrodinger's cat. I just don't think it's as catchy. On Vino or on RSLS, we're making money here. We already hit our PT. The market as a whole, gotcha. Yeah, does feel pretty dead cat. Okay, well that was a nice little bump right there all the way up to 20 bucks, so I'll take it, I guess. I'm going to leave a small runner again because you never know. We might hit 21 or 22, maybe even 23. I know Vino looking good. I don't have the time to take the trade, but like I said, if we start breaking back above that 310 level, it looks pretty good. Bearish candle right there. Obviously, we're running into some resistance at the 9, which is not necessarily the most bullish signal ever. So, I don't know if it's be worth. It's bullishest. Bullishest, it is. Okay, so we got our profit on RSLS, CRKN. We could close that out anytime here. It doesn't really matter. I don't think we're going to hit 40 cents. HSCS. I think HSCS has a good chance of going. This looks like it's setting up for a really nice curl. It's just taking its sweet, sweet time. CRKN, kind of the same story. Honestly, I think this CRKN is going to go back up to like 44. Might even break high. Gene, I think Gene's got it in it to do the exact same thing too. But it's kind of hard to say. I'm going to remove these lines. I got way too many. You know, but this does look pretty bullish. It's right on the 200 on the 5 minutes, so keep that in mind. That could be another good play. PXMD's got no volume. I wouldn't bother trading PXMD. So we'll kick that one right out of here. RSLS, we've been doing nothing but making money on RSLS today, so I would just keep that in the back burner here as this, you know, when you hit levels that look good, just buy the dip, I guess, you know. There's the VWAP line. It's been holding VWAP really nicely, so I mean, eventually it's probably going to break down, but I feel like it's got a lot of upside potential here. You could see this back to $27, $28 today or even more, so keep that in mind. Vino, like I said, bullish above 310. It still looks... The candles are struggling here, so it's kind of a risky play. On the 5 minute, it's giving mixed signals too, so it's kind of hard to say right now, but I do think that this has a potential for a decent upside. CLLS, I wouldn't screw with that when it's getting close to this 250 zone because it got an offering at 250. So, I mean, if VWAP bounces back up to 250, that might be good. Playing it at 250, expecting it to go higher. Not good unless it already broke it and you think it's going to hold the bullishest. And then we've got Carvana here, which is honestly one of those things where it shouldn't be going up, but it is. So do with that what you will, I guess. I mean, I'd be more bullish around the $13 mark rather than 14, but you know what? This stock has been up to close to $20. So I think that it could probably get back there pretty quickly. So besides that, we'll run through the money board real quick. I did fix it this time, which was a pain, but if I left it longer, it would have been harder to fix. We made $791 today, so not too bad. Our win rate this month is 82.9%, so we're doing pretty good. We got 11 wins, 2 losses, 10 wins, 3 losses, 8 wins, 1 loss. So we're not doing too bad. As far as the trade summary goes, we made 122% today, which is not the best, but also far from the worst. Yeah, just a couple small losses. HSCS right off the bat, of course, and GRCL, which should have been a win by all accounts. My stop loss was just a little bit too tight there, and I could have made at least 4 or 5% off it. But, you know, it happens. But besides that, guys, I'm going to hop off. So enjoy the afternoon of trading. Enjoy your weekend. And I will see you guys again on Monday. Take care, guys.